Well, hi Anne-Marie and Hugo. Sorry we're late.
We're late. Here we are at Government House.
Cool.
So the twee English come, but it's a beautiful garden.
You two haven't seen each other for ages.
We've been admiring the rose garden.
Oh, cool. I love roses.
They're nice and, some of them are nice and smelly.
I almost bought a house because of the rose garden. But it was actually really tiny rooms, and my dad said, you can have your own rose garden. You don't need to buy a house just because of a rose garden.
Nonetheless, you still don't have a rose garden.
Well, I do actually.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Oh, it's in behind the kitchen.
Okay. It's hidden behind the blackberries.
Yeah, it's hidden behind the blackberries. The bane of my entire existence. Look at this tree.
I know, isn't this wonderful?
Those are quite the boughs. If you were a kid, you could definitely
Yeah, you could
climb that.
Yeah, God, you could climb the whole thing. Get some rock climber in here and they would climb the whole thing. I don't know what it is though. It's
Does
not
it say?
a regular cedar, I don't think.
The role of the Lieutenant Governor, that's what Governor House. Government House is where the Lieutenant Governor that represents England and the Queen lives.
For
Well, there's
British Columbia.
Just for British Columbia?
Just for British Columbia.
Oh, there's a plaque over here. It probably says what the tree is. And actually, it doesn't say what the tree is, but it's a splendid tree. It's probably, I think it's a cedar.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the...
Well,
Well, maybe it does, but it's
kind of
not
got
a, it's not a
cedar
native
type
cedar.
stuff.
I don't think.
You don't think?
No, I've never seen one that color. It's probably something they planted. It could be a redwood, who knows?
Oh, there's cedars. Are they cedars? Redwoods?
No, I think they're a different kind of...
Oh,
I don't know.
it's a mystery. Which way do you want to go?
I was over that way. Should we go back this way and then around?
Sure. Sounds good. Well, here's a pretty little path through the hostas. And the ferns. I have no idea what the tree is though. And there's a pretty yellow flower on that tree. These are all things I'd like to have in my yard. Pretty trees like this. And here we have forget-me-nots. Big garden? Oh, 10 hours of video, you say? They're so pretty with the yellow and the purple.
With a very unusual shade of purple.
Yeah.
Got a bit of brown in there or something.
Yes. And then this is a really interesting tree trunk. It's like it's made up. It's like it's a fantasy. Whatever type it is. So Anne-Marie knows all about plants. So she says
This is Oregon grape, which is a plant native to the Pacific Northwest. I don't think the berries are edible, so I think grape is not really the right word. But I've never seen a specimen this big. People do plant them in their gardens, but they're usually pretty small. This one is amazing. It's absolutely huge and covered in the tiny little grapes. Look at that.
Yeah, I thought perhaps it was like a funny holly because it's got
well,
kind
it's
of
probably related to
sharp leaves.
It might be related to a holly, but hollies are not native, whereas this is the native plant.
Any idea what these guys are? They're really cool. Variegated. They're all...
No, I can't remember what they're called, but they grow like weeds, and
Oh,
they grow
really?
anywhere, so they're a very
Oh, wow.
easy plant.
They kind of remind me of fancy fabric.
Well, yeah.
Stripy silk pajamas or
They're
something.
very bizarre plants. I think they're like come from like semi-desert areas and stuff, because they withstand a lot of drought. My sister has some planted beside her house in an area that never gets watered, so, and they do fine.
And have they spread there?
Yeah, they seed themselves.
Oh, cool. And then this is a beautiful white clematis up here.
This is growing over a holly bush.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a vine covering the holly bush, it looks like. Or maybe it's a vine. Nope, no, that's a holly. Yeah, it's covering, and I think that's called Queen Anne's or something. It's a very old variety of clematis.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I got told that I should move mine off of my cedars because it wasn't that good. Like the tops might die on the cedars.
From the clematis?
Yeah,
Who told
from
you
the
that?
vine being on it. Somebody who probably wasn't a gardener.
Okay, so ignore them. Ivy you have to remove. Ivy will choke trees.
I like the delicate little ferns there.
Yeah, but as far as I know, a clematis won't harm
Oh,
a tree.
good, because I never did anything about it.
Yeah, well, they don't have the
Oh.
tendrils. What it is
Oh,
ivy has these little tendrils, roots that go into the bark of the tree,
oh,
and they actually start feeding off the tree.
oh, okay.
And they're particularly bad around here on Gary Oaks.
Yes.
He's having a good day too. I love these black-leaved plants, and I don't know what those are. They're one
They've
of
got
those modern black-leaf plants that seem to be coming out lately.
Yeah, I tried planting some blackleaf plants a couple of years ago. The deer absolutely adored the flavor.
Particularly tasty.
Yes.
And they look like they have a lot of grasses here, which is sort of modern gardening.
Well, what's nice about these ones is the height,
They're beautiful.
you know, because it would fill in a corner quite nicely. And they've got the allium, white allium there, a Japanese maple.
And something very strange over here. Look at this thing.
Oh, those really tall guys, are those sunflowers perhaps?
No, they're not the stalk of a sunflower. I don't know what those
Oh,
are. And it's too bad they don't have any labels. So it's a mystery.
I guess that's...
You have to
Calls-
take a picture and take it to a nursery, and then maybe you know what
There's
they
a
are.
giant bumblebee right there, bumbling around. And over here we have British Columbia's provincial flower? No, is this a dogwood? No, it doesn't
I
look...
don't think it is actually.
Yeah, no. I think
I'm
it's
not
something
sure.
else, but
It looks all like a type of hydrangea or something. I don't know.
yeah, I didn't
Very
think...
unusual.
I didn't think they got that tall.
No, I didn't think so either. So I
I
don't
mean, that's a good, what, 20 feet at least. But it certainly does look like a hydrangea.
The flowers do, but it could be something altogether different.
Yes. It goes way up there.
And the beautiful alliums.
Yeah, more happy little bees. Some yellow lilies. More grass. A little irrigation work. And this is another of these formal types of English style gardens.
Well, yeah, but it's got modern plants in it. It's not sort of a traditional
Yeah.
garden.
And look at the little bench,
I love the way they clip that.
sequestered little areas there.
Topiary.
Yeah, like you're getting enfolded into the armhole, the hug of the plants. That's kind of cool. And they got some hollyhocks right over there.
Sorry,
aren't they?
foxgloves.
Hollyhocks.
Spires?
Yeah.
Those are foxgloves. More misinformation.
I say they're hollyhocks.
You're wrong.
Because I had them in my front yard.
Well, you don't know what they're called. Those are foxgloves.
That foxglove is digitalis and is blue.
Nope. It is digitalis. They use it for cancer medicine, I think. But you call foxgloves because you can stick your finger in and you have a little glove.
Okay, so what does a hollyhock look like?
Well, if we see any, I'll show you.
Hmm.
They have like an open, round flower. Okay, here we are in the topiary. An old lady with her two little dogs, her two yappy little dogs, having a mellow moment. We have Hugo, we have Rover, who's purse-sized.
And of course, neither of the little yappy dogs is actually yapping at the moment.
No, of course. They wait till they see another dog to get aggressive.
That's right. This is quite a nice little area. And look, Rover's not freaking out.
That's why he can see you, that's why.
Oh, is that what it is? He could see me when I was in the water yesterday, too.
Yeah, but he knows there's only grass in between. Not a stretch of cold water. He doesn't have to worry about you drowning it. It's not that they bark because they're upset. They bark because they're warning you of danger.
Ah.
Yeah. He was simply concerned.
Ah. And now he's not concerned at all.
No, he says she's safe.
Hugo's smiling.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a good day.
And I was wrong, and Anne-Marie was correct. So those were not hollyhocks, because hollyhocks really have an open flower, and the foxglove has the skinny little bell.
Yeah, and I was just at a New Age resort called Hollyhock, so they had lots of pictures of hollyhocks.
Yes, I guess that's true too. So what did you think of the silent meditation for 3 weeks?
It wasn't for 3 weeks, it was for 1 week.
Oh, 1 week.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. We talked too much, so...
For me, it would feel like 3 weeks. I'm not sure I could cope.
It's kind of relief not to have to talk, so...
I talk to myself. Are you allowed to talk to yourself, or is that...
No, they would show you the door.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they would throw you off the island.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't last long.
You wouldn't last long. They might give you counseling to stop you talking to yourself. They would be concerned.
So why do they think not talking is useful?
Oh, it's just so you get to look at your mind and look at all the chatter in your mind and realize it's not coming from the outside, it's coming from the inside.
Ah,
To recognize a thought as a thought,
cool. Cool.
which is hard to do when we talk all the time.
This is true. So are you going to go to more of those silent type ones?
Yeah, not for a while.
Ah, the one in the summer, is that a different sort of...
Yeah, that's not silent.
Ah,
Sometimes we have silence in the morning, but that group is not very good at silence.
ah, yes.
People are,
I would fit in better
you
then.
would fit in. They have a hard time with the concept.
So was that your first silent retreat?
No, my first one was in about 2000
Ah,
out in Nova Scotia.
oh, that was quite a long time ago. So you've
Yeah.
been doing this for quite a long time.
Yes, I have. Still haven't been able to recognize a thought as a thought, but there you are.
Oh, so how many have you been to?
I don't know. I've been not too many silent retreats. Probably only about 3 or 4 silent retreats.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I've never been silent at all.
Can I comment on that?
Sure.
Or should I? I said, I know. Carolyn is not a person to spend quality silent time with.
Probably not. Oh well.
She's a chatterer. That's okay. She's a chatterer.
I remember when I first met my husband way back in I guess 1977, and
Ooh,
I
yourself.
hung out with his roommate first, and his roommate told him that I liked to talk, but I knew when to be quiet too.
Oh, wow.
So that's
So what
almost like
happened?
the best of both worlds. I don't know, there was actually one woman that we met from work one time, and she asked my husband if I was mute because I hadn't said anything.
Oh, well, maybe when you're around men, you don't talk as much.
Well, she was a woman though.
Oh, well.
No, I think it's strangers.
Maybe.
I'm not at ease around
That's
strangers.
true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's always a different situation. But Carolyn and I know each other now, so
Yes.
chatting is sort of the norm.
Yep, yep. And this is quite beautiful. I haven't been here for years. I think I've only been to Government House once in the 20 years that I've been living here.
Tourists in our own city.
Yeah, it's actually free to come here, so there's really no reason to not come. So you thought those were tall primroses, the red ones?
Yeah, there's some kind of primrose. My mother used to have some in her garden, but not as big as those ones. Those ones are particularly big.
Yeah, those are beautiful. Very nice.